So, hello and welcome back, House of Fun fans. This one is a bit of a grim day. She's raining, she's wet. I've just stepped in dog shit. I should have picked that up before I started. Never mind. So, we all know my Veradero. My screen's gone all shit. My phone's probably got crap in the lens. That's better. Right, so, as you all know, a couple of videos back, I had the Veradero out and we got her all sorted out, got to pass the MOT. She is still being a dick, guys. I think I messed up on timing. I've double checked it, triple checked it, and I don't know, it all looks correct, but she's still not running right. She plays up through the first bit, she runs fine through the first bit, and then she just starts bogging out at 8.5 thou. And then she won't make it past it, and then she's just sluggish and shit, and yeah, so I was riding around on this. This thing's fun. It's a little ET50, little Vespa. Yes, it's a 50cc. Yes, that's a 125. Yes, it looks like a 6, but no, that there is indeed a 6. Wait, what's that? Yep, I've been out and I bought a Honda CG because I could not be asked running around on that thing. Hello, Duzzer. And I'm off running around on this little thing, and I bought that instead because, like I say, I'm done doing 40s. I wanted at least 65. What this does. And then last night, the new project for the time being is, I bought a big boy bike. I bought a 600 Kawasaki ZZR Ninja. So we're in on this one today. We've already whipped the battery out, and I will take you on into the shed. Come in, Daz. And we have an old battery that I managed to salvage from a friend of mine. That's been in the Vespa. That's been working fine. Just putting some more charge in it because it's going into the ZZR. This is the original battery out the ZZR, and this. What is that? What is even that? Go. The battery terminal's having a poo. Oh, yummy. Yummy. Corrosion. I thought it was expanding foam at first, but that's corrosion and goo and shit leaking from the battery itself. So, not bothering to even try and salvage that. That's going straight in the bloody bin. Because that's grim. But we are going to get this one all charged up. Yeah, this is a 12 amp hour, this is a 9, whatever, she should work. So we're going to get that all charged up. I'm going to at some point today get them carbs all ripped off. I'll try and film the carb clean and everything for you guys. But yeah, new project, new red and black baby. Okay, so she's looking a lot different already. I've got her stripped down, the tank is all off. I've got the side plastics off just because I'm not making mistakes and breaking shit this time. So I took them all off because they wrap around the side of the tank up the top end here, right by there. They wrap round around here. So I'm just not bothering to break stuff this time. If it's broken already, it's not my fault. But I am not breaking it if I can help it. I've had the jet wash out. I've given her a good old spray in because she was ming underneath here. And it looks a lot better, a lot cleaner. I tried to stay away from the electronics as much as possible, but I've also given her a good spray off with the air hose afterwards to try and blow out all extra crap and shit. And yeah, she's getting there. As you can probably tell, this shit's windy out here today. It's not great, but it has it's brightened up. Yeah, it's brightened up somewhat. I just got hit in the head with that. Lovely. So next steps, we gotta get this airbox off, we gotta get this tank out, but we also need to test this little screwy thing here. This is the fuel pump. We gotta check her out, make sure she's actually running right. I believe it's the fuel pump. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, because she goes straight up and into the bottom of the carbs, up underneath Zaya. So yeah, apparently we do have problems with that thing, so see if I can fix it, or if not, we'll buy a new one. So we're going to get this box off. We're going to get all this crap out. I'll see if I can set you up on the stand, but the wind blows my phone over a little bit, so meh, we'll figure something out for you. So that is one end of the carb done. There's three more. It does, doesn't it? She look cleaner. So I'm going to do them off camera, and I will do you lot the courtesy of taking pictures of what I find. So it is a new day. I spent all night last night working on these four little puppies. They, as you can see, are looking a million times better. I still got to put these back on, and you've got to give these a little spray out. There's bits of dirt and stuff in them, and I'm not putting them back on like that. So I get the air compressor turned on. I'll get some more fuel in there. I've got a bit, but it's minging. For a proper wipe down, I'll get some fresh in there, or just use the isopropyl alcohol. Can't believe I said that a while ago. I haven't been awake that long. So we'll get the old air compressor turned on, and we'll get that little blown out. And then what we shall do is we'll get my little Red Ranger moved. Red Ranger. We'll move him over. It's probably a he now, isn't it, really? Red Ranger. And then we'll get down to the ZZR. Don't say it like that. It's a ZZR. Ninja. We'll get down to that, and we'll get them carbs put back on, and we'll find out what the fuck's going on with this dealy bop. I need to go out and get some fuel. And yeah, and hopefully get this to run. But we'll find out in a minute. Right, so the carbies are back on. I cleaned out all the extra little booty bits that went in underneath here. All the what they call velocity stacks. The airboxes all had a clean out and put back on. The insides are not in it, and because this is just, yeah, literally falling apart. So that is not going anywhere near my bike, and I'll be ordering up a new one. I did yesterday, I siphoned some fuel out the Vespa yesterday. So I had little piece sat on here, and I was pouring fuel in, and I was cranking her over up here because I've put the battery in. Little 9, it's a 12 volt 9 amp hour instead of the 12 amp hour that was in there, but she's fully charged. She cranks her over, so I managed to get this clunking because it only turns on when you hit the starter button and when it's running. So I've managed to connect up some fuel to here, have an output here, and I was squirting it back out into a jug. We managed to clean this out nicely, so it was fresh fuel pumping back out of it again. I have used a little suction deedy boppy tool on the tank, and we got, I don't know if we're gonna see it, there's grimness all the way down in the bottom, all the way down here, chunks, and I mean chunks. Let's see if there's any on the floor still where the dog's led. Great place for him, but yeah, he's got his paw in it. Muppet, look at all that come out of it. Noisy neighbours, eh? So we got that all emptied out. Shut up. Got that emptied. Got that cleaned. Hopefully we ain't gonna have no problems. We still got the meshes around all the fuel outputs inside of here. So even if there is a little bit, they should catch it and stop it. There is an inline fuel filter before the pump, so that should be okay. I was slightly thinking about adding an extra filter in the line here, but I'm not too sure it's really needed. So, well, we'll find out. We're going to get this tank put back on here in a little bit. I'm just going to sit it over on the top of this, and I'm going to connect up the fuel in to this lot, and we'll have this out, and I just want to see if it draws from the tank, because it drew from, like, you know, an overall fucking gravity feed into it. So let's see if it'll suck it out my tank. Got brand new fuel in the jerry can. Went out on the old Red Ranger last night, and well, that was all hot glue back together before, and yeah, that one bust. But look, that one's still bloody in place, quite solid. She's held with the cable ties, ain't falling out. But my case is gone. So I went through the crap. I found these ones, and they're pretty cool. red bike, red indicators, but I've only got 3 of them. So I actually found these 2. These are with my set. I pulled these off of something a while ago. But hopefully, they're kind of cool. Got the circle in the middle because the way my exhaust is, I don't know, sort of line up the hole with it, and then my exhaust will blow through it and just black my whole indicator out. But no, I've got 4 of them, so they're probably going to go on. Well, we'll have a look at that later. I apologise for not getting much of this lot filmed. Yeah, I've had people over and it's just easier not to have the camera out. But what did happen earlier, don't even know if you can see it, it's up here, the valve, that annoying little sod right there. I can't even get my hand in there now to show you, but that broke. So yeah, I tried to pump the front wheel up, and as I let go of it and pulled the pump off of it, the valve split, my whole front tyre went down. So later on we'll be pulling that front wheel off, and I will try and fit this, which is a whole new valve, which is a metal core too, so better than the rubber ones. Got them in my quads, got them in a couple of bikes. I like buying these, these are pretty good. So we'll get that up fitted and see about getting you lot up on a stand so we can get this recorded properly this time around and catch as much as possible for you. It's pumping, but it's just not picking up any fuel. So we are gonna pull this tank back off. It's not even bolted down, it's just placed in there. You saw me put it in. We pull the tank off and we will have a look at all this shit quick. Find out what the hell's going on. It's the pain in the ass that I just put that much fuel in it. Whatever, shit happens. Right, let's get this crap undone. I wouldn't be too surprised though if it's because it's got that much fuel in it and it sits above that right now. If I undo that tube, that should leak. I don't know. It should do though, right? Let's turn it off for a second anyway. So, as you see, we have the tank on the floor. I said it was all blocked up. I've been through all the pipes, all the fittings. We've got reserve, we've got normal flow. They're all clear. This pipe that joins on, that's clear. This is the fuel switch. This fucker's blocked up in there somewhere, so hopefully I can take it apart. But I'll bung you lot on the stand and we'll see how we get on. Right, okay guys, so I will try my best to get as much as this recorded for you as possible, but I'm probably just going to end up in the way. I didn't actually find a blockage in any of these pipes, so I'm just seeing if they had the wrong fuel pipes connected to the wrong spots. And if so, what way around do they actually go? Right, let's get that felly snapped up, and then I want to go with that one, and then that one into that one, and then that would be the flow out. But already not 100%. I mean, that lines up to that anyway. So, because this pipe was on this one before. Right, that. Very grim, but give it a lick, shove it in. Okay, I'm on about the bike, guys. On about the bike. I'll put it in the right way, yeah. Come on, O-ring. Stay in place. Come on. Yeah. In we go. Right, that should be fuel off. I'm just grabbing bits. Right. Drop my screwdriver and almost all my parts. Right. So that goes in there, and then I don't remember what way that went on. Like that. Okay, cool, because then that will dictate the turning of my switch. Right, let's get that one in. That's all in there. Let's get this one on. Right, there's one done up. There's two done up. I've got to get my little ball out. Right. Right, I'll put the ball in the hole on the right one. Right, currently fuel says off, which is good because I set it up into what I believe is the off position. Get that on there nice and tight. That's it. Right. So, where's that blow tube? Right. That blows. And that's the bottom one too, which is perfect. Then off, and then on. There we go. We've got full flow back. So yeah, some plonker put the wrong pipes on. So I'm going to get this all put back together, and we'll go flip this back on the bike, guys. So I couldn't help myself. I had to do something about the seat. So I found the last piece of that decent brown fabric that I've got. And it's more like a red than a brown. Anyone calls this brown, I'm going to slap the shit out of them. It's red, alright? Dark, maroony, browny red. Fucking, I said brown shit. Damn it. But never mind. It looks way better. Way better. And it's got late. So we've moved the CG back. And my little Power Ranger is sat next to its little red friend. The little red one is sat next to the big red one. I might have to get some more of that brown. Shit, I said brown. It's red. It's red. Red. Dark red, okay? Red. It's not brown, Rich. It's red. Okay, I need to get some more of that red for this one. So, she is looking a lot better. I am packing up for now. But I'm going to crack on with this again in the morning. And we will find the missing screws. There's one that's like down there-ish. Or, no, it's in the front. It's just at the bottom of that little dip right there. And there's a couple more that needs putting back in, but we'll find them tomorrow. And I will go over and talk to the dude and get this missing piece. As soon as that's on there, yeah, sweet. But we've also got to pull the front wheel off and put a new valve in it. So that'll be the next project. Okay guys, so she is in a bit of a weird stance right now. The front wheel is miles off the floor, but that is because we need to change the valve. So I've been pondering on how to get this front wheel off the floor for a while. Yeah, we got chain. We have cloth in there, most of it, don't worry. It's not all just rammed in there, but there is one big ass long chain in there. And that took a lot of the weight off the front end. And I was just going to get my other half and maybe sit on the seat. And then I was like, nah, do you know what? Let's go get a piece of wood in my weakened state, because I've done my left arm. We screwed it in, big ass lugs into there. This counter's not going anywhere, and like I said, I've taken most of the weight off down there anyway with that, so that's not really holding much. It was really easy. I could just pull the strap and the whole back end went down. So yeah, and then just to back it up, tiny bit of wood up there on the exhaust and a jack. I probably should move that jack back a little bit more just so it's not on a crush point, but I'm hoping the wood will space it out. So we are now, probably should have done it with it down on the floor, which I might reverse all this. I was just testing it all works, because I've got to undo these. I've got to undo these both sides. Take my calipers off, undo them little bolts that hold all this nice and tight, and then we can crack that loose and then raise her up. You raise me up. Yeah, no, I'm not singing. So we're probably going to reverse this quickly, get that all undone, and then back up in the air again. Like I say, this was just a test to see how easy this is going to be, but it's windy, guys. I don't really want to. I'll be doing it in so much wind. My gazebo's going mad. And yes, I fixed my roof finally. Had to the other night. Look, this one's starting to go now. Whatever. Another pole, couple more ties. That one's just looking pretty for now. So yeah, like I say, get this lot reversed and crack the frick on with the front end. I've got to get a valve in there and get these brakes a little bit unstuck, because she doesn't actually want to rotate that easily. So we'll get her all cleaned up and see what happens. So yeah, the weather changed. The weather turned. It's now raining, and my dog's letting himself out. You stay in there, buddy, because you wanted to get in because it's wet. It's all raining. It's all drippy, but I'm still working on this beastie. Had a small problem though. Okay, so brake discs are heavily worn. I mean, they're good. They're great, but there's a outer lip. And I've now got to prise these pads apart so I can get it off the fucking disc. So I'm going to try and do this one, and then if I can do this one alright without damaging too much shit, I will get you got these on stand. Hang on a minute, they come apart, but I don't want to break the seals inside, so yeah, I'd rather not. So like I say, I'm going to figure out with a couple of crowbars and maybe screwdrivers. I don't like the screwdriver part because it's going in between the pad and the disc, but well, we'll do what we got to do. If I got to replace parts later down the line. Ow, I did myself on the wing mirror. Okay, yeah, that one up. But like I say, if I have to replace parts later down the line, I will. But let's have a little Boshies at this one, and I'll get you on the stand for the other one. Okay, so we are back. We have one caliper off, and we have two caliper off. Yes, I said I was going to film this one, I couldn't. The gap in it is really small. It would have just been lame. And yeah, it was a dick to get past that lip, so I just didn't bother. Front wheel rotates nice and freely, which is great signs. So it was just getting stuck up on the pads. We'll loosen them off. I've already got Allen keys. I've already undone this nut. We're just about to take this side off completely. Yes, that's the Torx bit, not an Allen key, but the Torx goes all the way in, and the shaft size of that Allen key is exactly perfect. Oh shit, I went off. There we go. Like, it's just perfect. So I used that. That did the job. So I will get you up on the stand in a minute. And there we go. One side off. Get you put up on the stand, and I'll see about trying to put this front wheel down a bit further, so I ain't got to drop it so far, and then we'll lower the back wheel again and drop this out completely. I'm just trying to protect my fender because I've got to get around the back up here to get it undone. So yeah, we'll get you on the stand and we'll get this front wheel out. Okay, so that is my dog, but no, this is my little homemade tyre debeater. We are gonna have a good crack. I've just got the first little bit off to make sure it was gonna work. Yes, it's all covered up. I've got a carpet tile down for the brake disc because I'm not scratching anything, and the disc is not on the lip of the edge of the machine. It's just the rim with a foam pad. Don't worry peeps, I thought about it. I'll get you set up and we'll try and get the rest of this popped off. So she is all back on the floor, on her wheels again. Well, the front one at the minute, because the back one's in the air. But shh, she's all on the ground. All the wood's gone, tools are put away. For now, it's getting late, I've got to go out. But last final job to do tomorrow is sort out this indicator, figure out why she wasn't working. It's going to be the connector in here, I'm guessing, because it worked before I took it apart, and then I took it apart and it didn't work. So that's only something I've done. And then we have a frozen clutch, but that's not too much of a big deal. It just means that we're going to have to push this guy up out of the garden again. So it's going to go up the ramp. I mean, the CG is a piece of piss to get up there. This, and on the other hand, it's going to be a bit of a dickhead, but I'll have a couple of hands to help me. So we'll get this up out the gate, and we'll go off out there and see if we can get it to turn over again, turn back on, and yeah, I'll see if I can go for a little ride. Get her rolling and click her in a gear, see what she does, and then pull my clutch in and give her a rev and see if it frees up. So that's one way. The other way is to push it down the road and jam her into gear and with the clutch in and hope she frees up. Either, it doesn't really matter. We're going to give it a go. So next time you see this thing, hopefully I will be riding it. So that looks like it's all fixed and running again, guys. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and that is House of Fun out.